Hi, this is Lisa Tedder with Tedder Bear Stamping, and today is Tuesday, so I am bringing you my Tuesday technique. Today is not quite a technique, but it's a fancy fold, so I'm going to say it's a technique because I like fancy folds too. Hopefully you do too. If you don't want to see fancy folds, just let me know, and I'll just stick to techniques. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. This is called a triple flap fold, and it uses 12 by 12 paper, and I will show you what it looks like when you open it. I love this. This uses every single stamp out of this stamp set and the two out of this, and I'll tell you what those are in just a second. So you open it up, so you have plenty of room to put your greetings in, and it's a really fun fold, and it kind of tells a story. I will show you how to make this. All right, so you're going to start off with 12 by 12, and I use black. So you bring in your cutter, and you make sure your arm is open because you're going to need that. And you start off at 2 inches. And what I like to do, I'm not sure if you've seen this before, but I like to use my bone folder inside the channel because that makes it a little bit easier to get a better crease. So we'll start off at 2 inches, and you just go down your channel there. You move it to 4, and then 8, and then 10. Then you're going to turn it and go to 4, and 8. So it comes out looking like this. I wish I could back up a little bit, but I cannot. So this is what it looks like. Try to get it all in there. Okay, so you're going to cut off each of the corners and one of these flaps so that it has, here I'll lay this out so you can kind of see. Well, yes, I'm right. I thought I had it wrong, but then I forgot a step, so we're all good. So these 4 corners, one of these, and then we're going to do a special cut for that top one. So I know you can do this with scissors, but I get a much better cut when I use my blade, my cutting blade. So what makes it easier is to stop you from getting any kind of a mistake, like if you accidentally go past, is I always start at the one and go up, and then come down here and go down. Then I turn it, and you just keep doing that until you have all your pieces taken out. So I will speed this up a little bit so you won't have to sit here and watch me do each and every one. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and line it up so that this line here is in my score channel or my cutting channel, and cut that off. I do find that it makes it so much easier to use the cutting blade. All right, so then you're going to place this aside. And using your bone folder, you're going to crease all of your lines. Okay, so now we're going to come in with the lots of labels framelets, and we're going to use, for the whole thing, we will use the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th from the outside, but for just this one right here, we're going to use the 2nd. So we're going to place it right here, and here is my second. And you just place it to where it's in the middle on this part right here. You want to definitely make sure that it is in the middle. And then you're going to close these flaps. And then you're going to come in with your cutting mat or blade, acrylic plate. And you're going to place it in to where it just meets where these fold. And then you're going to go ahead and push it through. It will not cut past the plate, so that's why you only put it up to that part. Let me take this out. Trying to cut this makes it a little bit to where it's shaky. All right, so there we have that. And then this is just going to fold down. I probably should have had this up just a little bit higher, but I think it'll be okay. And then you're going to cut off these edges right here. Just to where you cut them right there. Whoop. Okay, so that is the base. And then you're going to cut the third and fourth to make for this part right here. So when you close it, it will have this and then this. And this is why I think I should have had that one up here, because it would probably look better, but I don't think it looks super bad like that. All right, so I'm going to put this aside and we're going to start working on our other parts of the card. And I'm going to bring in my sample so you can see what I'm doing and so I can remember. And I did use for the stamp set, from pretty much this whole thing is Father Christmas. And for once, I have used every single stamp for one card. Pretty awesome. Okay, so, and I'm only using black and cherry cobbler ink. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp in cherry cobbler A Jolly Christmas, so then I can see where I'm going to be putting the rest. And it's always good to double check that you have it right up, but this wouldn't matter because I haven't stamped anything else yet. Okay, so it says A Jolly Christmas to All, which works with the Santa. And then you're going to come in with the holly, and I'm just going to stick this underneath so when I stamp it doesn't get my paper all dirty. And I like it to come in from both angles. One from this side and one from over on this side. And then you will color that with my pencils so that it looks, I use the Old Olive and the Real Red. Even though it's cherry cobbler as the paper, the Real Red, you can't tell too much because they're small little berries. All right, so I'm going to set that aside. And you can go ahead and put these two together if you like, but I'm going to wait on that. All right, so then when you open it up, I have the Santa and his sack of goodness here. And you're going to need 2 of these cut at 3 5/8 square. One for this one and one for the inside. So let's do the Santa with the black. And this just makes it look old because it is all like monochromatic. And you don't, I tried coloring it, it does not look good. If you can do this and make it colored really pretty and still look old, I would love to see it. So, all right, there's that one. And then for the other one, I'm going to do the big stamp. The big stamp here in Cherry Cobbler. So I'm done with this for now. I'm going to close that up so I don't accidentally ink something in the wrong color. And this fits pretty much perfectly on this. Hopefully I'm not going to be inside your viewpoint here, but I had to look kind of around you. All right, and then you're going to put, for the two sides, there is two different sides of these. Let me show you. For these, I have them on the smaller one, so that would be the 3 5/8 by 1 5/8. I think that's right. And then the other one, or is 3 5/8, I'm sorry, the 3 1/2 by 1 5/8 is on the flap that closes. And then the 3 5/8 is for this one. And I only made it bigger so that this would fit. And then you're going to make 4 of these at 1 3/4 by 3 5/8. So let's do this. And I made this bigger because I really wanted this to show on both sides. And then the other one. And you really don't have to turn it over because you just have to turn it over on your paper, but for some reason I think that sounds easier. Okay. Then you're going to, so those are the two, and we're gonna go like this and back them onto one of these. And these are going to meet up exactly on the sides here because I want it to be even because I made it a little bit bigger. And then for this one, they go together. And I need to bring in my black again. Did I close it too soon? Okay, let's move this up so you can see. And I'm going to do my trees and the deer from the stamp set Nature Sings, which I really love. These are the two part of the two Christmas stamps that are in the big catalog. So I knew that they would be sticking around for a little bit, so I went ahead and used these because I hadn't gotten the new holiday when I'd planned this out yet. So you're just going to put this here, and then I'm going to bring in my Post-it just to hold it. So there's that. Move this. And then I'm going to come in with my deer. And you want them to be meeting because when you put your card together, you're going to have these meet in the middle. So you want them to go across both. All right. So then you come in with all your stamping is done. That was pretty easy, right? And then you're going to come in with your crumb cake and sponge the entire thing. So I'm going to go ahead and sponge all of these, and I will be right back. One thing to keep in mind is for this thing, since this part, you don't want to sponge on the inside, just on the other 4 corners. So I will speed this up or cut to the end because you don't really need to see the whole thing. Okay, so now I've sponged everything. I'm going to mount the bigger pieces of these on the 3 3/4 square. And again, these are 3 5/8 square. And that is going to go in the middle of this panel right here. So I'm going to do it as I go. Okay, then I'm going to have these. I'm just going to get those like this. And like I said, these are going to be even with the bottom. And this piece of vanilla is not straight. I'm going to cut this real quick, just a little. Hopefully I can do a good enough job. Not bad. Okay, sorry about that. Of course, when you're on video, this is when it happens. So, and we've talked about that before. So I'm going to put this here and make sure it is on in the middle. Whoa, Fast Fuse likes to stick. Make sure that it is. And I really did not cut that straight. Of course, you will. All right, let's double check that this one fits. That one's much better. All righty then. Okay, and then this one's going to go on the other side. All right, and then for the bottom piece, we're going to do our Santa. I am going to show you how I enclosed it. It's a different thing. Velcro, I really don't like. It pulls on your paper, so I have a new fastening thing that, well, not new, but it might be new to you because I've been using it forever. And I also wanted to show you how to do the ribbon. I have a way of doing it that I really like that makes it pretty simple. All right, so this is what I do for this one, is I bring it all the way to the edge because these are going to touch in the middle. What I like to do is have them be right side by side. If I can get them lined up. There we go. And then just bring this one in so I make sure that I have the images together. All right, then I'm going to put these on the other flap that closes. And put them right up to the edge. Uh-oh, my dog's getting ready to bark. I forgot to put him outside. Hopefully he'll be quiet a little bit longer. Oh, again, I want to make these line up. So you close it so it lines up. All right, so there's that. And then this folds, and then this comes down. Now, one thing that I found is that this is not really sturdy here. After a while, it seems like it gets a little caught. So I went ahead with one of my scraps, and this does not have to be perfect, but I just cut it. And I'm going to put that as a holder here before I put on the back, just to kind of give it a little bit more strength. Okay, so now I have this. And of course I would color this, but I'm sure you guys know how to color, so I won't do that for you. And then put this on. Okay. Then I came in with my ribbon, and this is where I thought you might be wanting to know how I make my bows. I don't like to waste any ribbon. So I make a bunny ear, and it's still attached. And I make another bunny ear. And this is kind of the trick. I wasn't shown this, it just kind of worked, is that I go to put it in, and when I go to grab it, I let go of this side and grab it again so that flips. Make sure that you like rewind this or something so you can see how I did that, because it really does, for some odd reason, help the bow sit straight. And then I'm going to cut. And I didn't waste any ribbon at all. So you will go ahead and put that here, and then add a diamond up here, a rhinestone. So you put this here after you color. Now the thing that I wanted to show you that I use for my closure, because this will always be flapping, you want it to be able to close, is I use Dual Lock. Now Dual Lock is from 3M. I have no stock with them, but I wish I did. And what's great is that one piece, you just cut it, and it's the same on both sides. You meet them up. Whoop. And then you take off, excuse me, you take off one side, and it's sticky. So you put it on your top, then you take off the sticky for that side. There we go. Make sure that this is straight before you put it down. Put it down. And now listen. You hear that? Nice little click. All right, so this is pretty much done except for the coloring and that. And I've been on this video for 25 minutes, but that included sponging and everything. So really, if you had it all ready to go, this would be a really fast card. I made 10 of them, I think, for a swap. So I hope you like this. Make sure you subscribe again, like I said, if you're new, and come back next week. Thank you.